Today is day number 2 and I wanted to make this video to help people, to guide people through some challenges, goals and where to do what, all those things. First thing first, you can unlock 2 outfits in the game. The one I'm wearing right now is the Master Hand and the other one is the Enforcer Armor, which is a reference from Raid, the movie. And the requirements to unlock this piece of outfit is to complete the squad leader goal, which can be you can do that in the squads, and it's very important that you check those exact modifiers so that you don't waste your time. You have to do all those things, right? Beat the squads, and only the squads under 40 without using any shortcuts. It's very important. And the Master Hand is just obtained by completing all score related goals. Remember all those objectives where they ask you to have a specific score at the end of each level? Yeah, those one. And you can see here they're actually talking about cumulative score. The cumulative score at the end of every single level, right? It's going to add up, and if you meet the requirements, then boom, that's it. And I'm actually going to go around the whole level per level how to score the max score, because I feel like it's pretty straightforward, but I can honestly understand why it may it may cause some problems to some people, and this is why this video is here, to help you in your process when it comes to unlocking everything in the game. But I do think the Enforcer Armor is for the deluxe edition owners only. So if you do the objective and it does not pop up, that's why. So here is where you would normally unlock every modifiers and cheats and select them right before you step into a level. So here you can already see I have a bunch enabled already. Just come here, you choose what you want. For the squad leader, challenge, for example, this is where you would change. You can reset everything, don't have to go individually, like permanent damage. As you can see, this is one of the requirements. They want the enemy to be stronger, so we're going to do that right here. And double damage, that's it. You can see that everything is green and you can get into the action. Do keep in mind that as long as you have modifiers enabled, your high score will not be saved, right? So you want to not have anything enabled if you want to keep track of your high score. With that said, let's get into it. So I'm going to go level per level, and it's going to be like 2 minutes spent per levels when I'm going to tell you exactly how to maximize on your score. The whole scoring system, it has its ups and downs, right? I like the idea behind it, but I don't like some things about it. And you may have noticed, yeah, we have the hat. I was wondering, it's weird because yesterday I never got the hat, and for some reason today it's here. So I'm thinking maybe if you don't say it. Okay, here's the thing about the whole hat thing, Okay, so first of all, you do not want to get there and use the shortcuts. You want to go the regular way in the squad. So the hat can only spawn right at the end, at the beginning of the squads, and you have to kind of carry it all over to the sanctuary. The moment you get hit, is like just even once, the hat is on the floor, right? If you get hit, if someone blows at you, the hat is on the ground, and you have to restart the squad for the hat to appear again. That's why some people will get, sometimes you get knocked off and then it disappear. And for me yesterday, it didn't appear at all. So I'm thinking, even if you start the squads, right, and you don't see the hat, just I'll say restart your console or whatever platform you're playing on. Just restart the whole thing and it should appear. So that's it. That's a hell of a challenge, but let's get back into the thing. The one thing you want to know about the whole scoring system is that it encourages you to fight, right? Taking care of enemies really fast is not going to give you a lot of points. What I mean by that is sometimes you may want to take down enemies using stealth, But the problem is that when you do so, you're going to just miss an opportunity to get more points by blocking, dodging, because yeah, those actions actually give you points. Blocking, dodging, taunting, all those things give you points. So that's why if you automatically resort to stealth, you miss out because you're only going to get the point for killing the enemies and not the points for potentially blocking and parrying and all those things. So yeah, that's the very first thing you want to know. And also you can see that the modifier, I mean, every time you get hit, right, every time you get hit, your multiplier will drop to 1 or 2 depending on exactly the level it was at. The one thing you want to keep in mind is that some challenges will require you to defeat enemies with the multiplier at 3 for most of the fight. What I think what the idea behind is that you can get hit, but you want to defeat the enemies ultimately with your multiplier at 3. So even if you get hit, it's not a big deal. You can still go in and, well, have your multiplier back up and boom, you defeat the enemies. And technically for most of the fight, even though your multiplier dropped, well, guess what? It was still at 3 when you defeated the enemies. So that's the idea behind it. So don't mind, it's okay if you get hit. Just be sure that your multiplier is back to 3 by the time you kill the enemies. And I feel like the squat is pretty straightforward to get all the points in the squats, right? I feel like the club is the one level giving people trouble, and we're going to head there right now. So one of the objectives requires you to score 22,000 by the time you reach Shan. And I'm going to give you a little route, and it's going to be very efficient when it comes to getting those 22,000, because you can fall short by like 2 or 2,000, and I'm going to show you why exactly that's the case. So when you are done defeating everybody on the dance floor, you want to then head straight to the door. Don't go to the shrine just yet. Head to that one door. The enemies are going to come out, and you can take that opportunity to perform a takedown on that one guy so that he can turn into a Super Saiyan. Then you defeat him, boom, more points. And then you're going to go against the twins. You want to defeat the twins because they give you a lot of points, right? Just go there, try to parry as much as you can. It's not about killing them, just make sure their structure is up and boom, takedown, they're dead, and you get more points. That's the thing, the more you parry, the more you dodge, the more points you get. Then after you defeat the twins, you want to continue going through the door you saw those 2 guys earlier come out from, right? You don't want to go to the shrine just yet. So you want to go all the way around, defeat enemies after enemies, go into the pit. After defeating the 2 girls at the counter of the bar, you want to go around the whole thing until after defeating people in the pit, you defeat the first disciple. I mean, technically he's supposed to be the first disciple. Then after you beat him, then you're going to take a door, this door right here. You're going to take this door and go upstairs. At this point, you can either go back on the dance floor to pick up any buttons at the shrine, or you can just go up, and then by the time you come back, you can just don't forget to go to the shrine. Well, you don't have to, but it helps. So by the time you go up, you're going to see those guys. They're all colorful, and no, I feel like people tend to forget to defeat them, and that's why they fall short, right? That's why they're unable to get the 22,000. So by the time you defeat everybody upstairs and you go down and you continue the way you would normally pursue the level, boom, it's over. You defeated everybody by making sure your multiplier was at 3 most of the time when you were killing enemies, and that's it. But just don't try to go to the guys upstairs before you go to the pit, because if after defeating the twins, right, if after defeating them you go upstairs directly to fight the colorful guys, well, you're going to get locked out and you will not be able to access the door and go to the pit. That's why you want to go dance floor, twins, pit, disciple, and then upstairs. and you're good to go. That should do it for the for the club. Then you go through multiple trials, and by the time you know it, you should be at the score. I mean, the score you want. So that's it. That's all there is to add to that. So good luck, and you get this. When it comes to the museum, I feel like it's the same thing. You just have to not take a shortcut and defeat pretty much everybody you can by making sure that multiplier is up, and by making sure you don't stab people. Even if here's a strat. If you want to use to stab people, because stabbing people give you a lot of points, but my advice would be first beat people up, lower their health, and then stab them. That way you maximize, you have all those points from hitting them, especially using chasing strikes. It's a good way to score a lot of points, so do that. Make sure that you beat people up before you take them down. Don't instant take down, don't perform stealth. It's going to lower the score, and you don't want that to happen. Pretty much follow, just keep going straight forward. Don't forget that one lady right before the fight. We in a room with two juggernauts. You want to head there and also use her weapon in the upcoming fight, because it can be a pretty tough fight. Don't forget you're allowed to die, but just it's up to you to to judge whether that you are doing well. If you feel like you've taken down enemies when your multiplier was at 1, you should just restart the level, right? Or just restart the encounter, because yeah, you don't have to ultimately when you want to complete an objective which requires you to defeat everybody without getting hit. If you do get hit, you don't have to restart the whole level. You can just quit to the menu and then reload. Just continue, and you're going to get brought back right before the encounter. It's not accurate. Sometimes you may spawn quite far, but it's still better than restarting the whole level. It's going to keep the score you had up until that point. Something to keep in mind, because I know some challenges require you to kill everybody without getting hit and things like that, so that's going to come in handy. And I do know also, while we're here, that a challenge is to kill the bosses without hitting them. There seems to be a bit of a confusion. It's about not hitting them. You are allowed to die, but at no point during both phases are you allowed to hit them. So basically, all you have to do is parry your way out of the fight. Don't try to hit them, not even once. Just hit them until the structure is filled. It's going to give you the opportunity to perform a takedown, and that's how you do it for every single boss, and you should be good to go. I would advise using a weapon against Kuroki, right? If you want to parry her first phase, actually her second phase too, because she deals a lot of chip damage. So if you're not confident, just use a weapon, right? Just grab a weapon, go there and just parry, block her. That way, you don't have to worry about the chip damage, because using a weapon when you block is going to allow you to bypass the chip damage, making it easier to parry your way out of the fight. That's it. That's it for the museum, mostly. And then when it comes to the tower, I feel like all you need to do here is, again, make sure that you don't accidentally stab everybody you want to fight, but mostly, in the very lobby you start at, you want to kill everybody right there, right? First start by killing the bodyguard, that way you don't have to deal with 2 of them at the same time, and you're good to go. Then it's all about defeating the rest of the enemies, and boom, you're good to go. Just keep going, don't take any shortcut, don't try to break your legs, just keep going and going. By the time you know it, you will be done with the level. But there are some things you should be, just be careful. I believe it's okay for you to try to get some enemies enraged on purpose, because it's going to give you a lot of points, right? And then it's all about maintaining that multiplier, keeping it at 3 by the time you kill people. And also for some reason, when I wanted to, that one pit where you have to jump to go to Jingfang, right before you go to the pit, there is that a drop down and people are going to come to attack you. Well, if you stand too close to the ledge, it's going to consider that you jumped and it's going to stop counting your points. So you really want to stay away on the edges so that you don't waste some points. Like you can basically lose like 500 points, which is a lot, right? Imagine if the requirements is having 13,000, and because the game accidentally thought you dropped down, boom, you're like 200 or 300 points short. That's not good. So remember, do not stab people right away. You want to fight them, lower the health, tease them, taunt them, block, parry, dodge, and then boom, you can then perform a takedown. And it's the same thing you're going to do at the sanctuary. You start, you defeat that one guy, then you go to the restaurant, and here there's a challenge where you have to beat everybody here without getting hit. Don't forget, if you do get hit, you can just go back, right? You can just go back to the main menu, reload, and you're going to be right back here, right? No need to restart the whole level every single time. And then you don't want to go straight to the garden. I feel like it's the whole outside area. No, you want to go upstairs, defeat the fatty, then defeat the guys watching from the window, then the disciple, defeat the flash cakes, and then go to the massage room, defeat the 2 bodyguards, and that's it. It's all about not taking any shortcuts and extending the fight, right? You don't want to stab people, you want to extend the fight. The longer, the better for you. Having successfully completed all the objectives, especially the score related goals, you will be given the outfit, which is, in my opinion, the best one in the game. I just wish you were able to get the hat at the beginning of every single level, but that's another challenge, right? Keeping the hat is going to be the new challenge, and I can't wait. I can't wait to see how far I can go with the 1 health point and no revive. Basically, you get hit, game over. It's going to be hectic, but I'm all about the pain. So thank you guys for watching. Hopefully it has been helpful. If you still have questions and inquiries, just comment. I'm going to do my best to answer your call. And if you like this video and find it useful, be sure to drop a like so that this video can to reach more people, and be sure to subscribe because it encourages me to do more. Have a good day, and I'll see you around. Bye bye.